Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Faisal Mushtaq. I am the Chairman and the Chief Executive of the Millennium Education Group. We have been associated with teaching and learning for almost over 4 decades. We started our journey as a small school where we have been able to evolve, transform, become digitally inclusive, and we have been able to shape, empower, and inspire our teaching and learning communities across the rising cohorts of young people, children within Pakistan. On the Microsoft Edu Day for K-12, I wish to congratulate both Microsoft and our Microsoft department and team within the Millennium Education community and all the teaching and learning communities across the world. Our journey for digital transformation started as the Pakistan pioneering and championing school system with a modern pedagogical construct, a 21st century curriculum, purpose-built campuses. We've always realized that apart from teaching, learning, assessments, curriculum, and the instruction, within the practices, within the policy, and within the platform, the digital construct was missing. So we thought about why not to create a digital redesign, a digital reconstruct, and what I call it, a digital pedagogy. So this pedagogical shift, the single common denominator for the digital reconstruct across the Millennium Education and our associated brands like the Roots Millennium Schools Pakistan, Future World Schools and Colleges Pakistan, TMUC Transnational Higher Education Group Pakistan, and the Chartered University Millennium Institute of Technology and Entrepreneurship. The common denominator in the K-12 marketplace was the adoption and inclusion of the Microsoft platforms and the Microsoft education community. We started our journey in 2009. We became the Microsoft Partner in Learning Institute. My colleague and then senior manager, Ms. Tayyiba Noreen, was selected as the most innovative teacher in the region, and then she was selected at the Microsoft Global Forum as Innovative Teacher Expert. In 2011, she was selected as the top 50 teachers of the world as an Innovative Teacher Expert. Then she was selected as a Microsoft Pathfinder School. Not she, but the school community, the Roots Millennium School, was selected as the Microsoft Pathfinder School. From the Pathfinder School, we became a Microsoft Mentor School in 2014. And then we were represented at the Global Forum in Spain in Barcelona. In 2015, we achieved the status of the Microsoft Showcase School. So once we received the Showcase School status, it has almost been 9 to 10 years that we have seen the digital journey, the transformation, its impact, and the competitive advantage it has brought in the space of K-12 education. In the meantime, we have also had COVID, which also had a whole digital paradigm shift in terms of teaching and learning. So I saw COVID as an opportunity. It was not an adversity. It was an adversity, but it brought together teachers, learners, and our school communities through the Microsoft applications. I must recognize that we as a school, we have contributed to the maximum number of Microsoft Innovative Experts and Microsoft Innovative Educator Experts. Over the last 8 to 9 years, altogether as a school group, we have had more than 3,000 plus MIE experts across our schools and teaching and learning communities. Yes, I say this number with immense pride and humility, more than 3,000 plus MIE education experts. How did we do that? We had a clear vision. We had the vision for the curriculum. We had the vision for the digital platform, which is Microsoft. We had the vision for the technology. We had a clear vision for the practitioner, the teacher, the applications that we use, and the school and the classroom infrastructure. So we went for a whole digital learning redesign. And to be able to do that, we realized at the heart of everything, it is the practitioner. So the first thing that we started our journey with Microsoft as a mentor school, then as a Pathfinder school, then as a showcase school. Then we sent our leaders, our focal person, and our master trainers to all global forums and platforms of Microsoft worldwide. May that be Singapore, or may that be United States, or may that be Spain. Looking at that, what we realized that we need to train and develop an inclusive culture where the practitioners, the teachers, they take responsibility of the use of Microsoft applications. So all my practitioners across the Millennium Education, they use Microsoft OneNote, they use Microsoft Teams, they use Microsoft Office 365, which is the licensed version. We use Microsoft Forms, we use Microsoft Cloud, we use Microsoft OneDrive, we use Microsoft Power BI, and these are called micro-credentials. Through mentoring, training, capacity building, professional development, which is also an integrated institute of professional development, we sponsored and curated and incubated this culture where the practitioners took the lead and they had their own micro-credentials in support of their own personal and professional development, which has sponsored their career journey and it has transformed the teaching and learning practice at the schools. I would say COVID has been a single common denominator. We realized that there was a new concept. I always say to Pakistani and people around the world that the new term is digital trust. The teachers and students, they reflected and they developed digital trust. Now, what is digital trust? Where the students, they had the sense of confidence that the teacher will be able to lead them through the Microsoft Teams, through the Microsoft applications, using forms, students submitting their assignments, using OneNote and other tools and technologies. And students realized, oh my God, they thought that we are the digital natives. Our teachers and practitioners, they are digital immigrants. And that's what it is. My generation was not born into technology, but the Gen Zs and millennials, they are born into technology. So the transformation has happened from digital immigration to digital natives, and the natives and the immigrants, they both realized very quickly that we belong to the same generation. So people say that COVID was a distraction in terms of learning poverty and learning losses. I would say COVID was an opportunity for digital profits and for digital engagement or for digital transformation. I would say that the journey of 3,000 plus Microsoft innovative education experts, it was not easy. We had to redesign the whole teaching and learning ecosystem. When you talk about ecosystem, it cannot be done in isolation. The school group, as the chairman and the CEO, you have to understand the whole process and the entire platform of Microsoft Education. Microsoft Education is the world itself. Unless and until you're not enlightened and you don't go through a process of immersive and inclusive learning, it becomes very difficult to create an internal culture where you can bring people together. So I started the journey myself, and then through my colleagues and lead, Ms. Tayyiba Noreen, she has led this transformation over the last 26 years in the company and more recently over the last 18 years with Microsoft. In the past, we have tried our workspace integration with Intel applications. We have tried other computing and technology partners. But what we got as a one-stop shop through the Microsoft platform, I think that no other platform in the world can match that. Provided that you believe in the entire journey, it is an end-to-end journey and it takes time. The ownership of that digital journey has to be through the teacher, the practitioner, the school leader, the mentor, and hence you create that learning environment where students, teachers, parents and stakeholders, they find common value for that. I would also say that the 21st century learning principles about creativity, critical thinking, communication, a knowledge society, knowledge economy, collaboration, how was it possible? It was possible because of the Microsoft platforms. I would also say that these evidences that we have gathered, we registered our teachers through the Microsoft Academy, Microsoft Learn platforms for training programs, and then they are linked to the Microsoft Education Academy. So as long as the teachers are registered, they keep developing these micro-credentials and there is a projection trajectory that they can track and they can gain those credentials as well. teachers need to reflect evidences. It is a yearly exercise to maintain the MIEE status. Now, which is also another advantage of this platform, that teachers, those who gain the certification one time, it is not sustainable. They need to keep sharing evidences. They need to design learning in a way which is reflective of the true values of this journey. Then they have to design these learning activities. These learning activities are encompassing the Sustainable Development Goals, the 17 SDGs that we are committed to as part of the global commitment to the world. Then they also form part of the UNESCO competency framework. Our students over the last 9 to 10 years with Microsoft in particular as the showcase school, even though that our journey started in 2009, and a lot of upgradation, transformation, rethinking, redesign, reconstruct Microsoft has gone through while we were part of that journey. For example, previously they used to call Pathfinder School, they were called Mentor School. So the journey from mentor, Pathfinders to showcase where it is. AI integration, now our students are learning coding values like Scratch, Python, block coding, the inclusion of these coding and gaming practices. We do Minecraft with Microsoft, and this is all about game-based learning, and that is where the true infusion comes place, and the children and learners, they take deep interest. They also have Microsoft Science Week and Microsoft Junior Imagine Cup. So our students, they take part and pride in the Junior Imagine Club and the Microsoft Science Week as well. Because of this learning and rethinking, we are able to now construct a world-class STEM and robotics curriculum. So where every school has a STEM and a robotics lab, and students are learning these real-life skill set. Not just it helps them in design thinking, but also it helps them in critical thinking and problem solving. The real purpose of education, in my opinion, is to replace an empty mind with an open mind. And with such tools, platforms, technologies, and an end-to-end platform like Microsoft, my organization, not only in Pakistan, it has become a global case study. I have been a young global leader. Once at the World Economic Forum, I met the president of Microsoft International, and I shared my journey at Davos, on the sidelines of Davos with the president, and they were full of recognition. We have been invited to speak nationally, internationally, in all regional, global, European and Asian forums to speak on a journey and transformation. Consistency, commitment, passion, resolve, leadership, inclusion and clarity is all what you need. So my message to Microsoft is, thank you very much, Microsoft, on the celebrating the Edu Day for the K-12 sector. It would not have been possible without your consistent support, leadership and mentoring here in Pakistan. I would like to mention in particular Mr. Gibran from Microsoft. Gibran from Microsoft was the single common mentor that we had from very early stage, and he held the organizational hand. He built that culture of technology, of urgency, of understanding. Mr. Gibran, today he holds an esteemed position in Microsoft community and in the Microsoft region. This man from Microsoft has been a true inspiration for our organization. With Gibran, Ms. Tayyiba Noreen and her team, it is because of a consistency, passion and redesign. So when you are working on a system of technological transformation and change, you must ensure that there is an element of consistency. So the best dividends are always linked when the talent is nurtured, it is incubated. They say, if you treat your people well, they stay. If you train them well, they leave. But in this case, I would say you have to do both. You have to treat them well, you have to train them well, so that you can have a follow-through and a grassroots impact across your classrooms. In the end, I would like to mention that Our journey with Microsoft is the one which has now curated a concept of a digital pedagogy. All our lives as teaching and learning practice and academics, we talked about pedagogies, andragogies. We talk about assessments, exams, assignments, the whole process of thinking, rethinking, cognition, metacognition, learning outcomes, syllabus, worksheets, observations, curriculum, workbooks. What does it truly mean? Unless and until in this time, these are the uncertain times. I always say the only thing which is certain is uncertainty. The only constant in the world, it is change itself. The only transformation that you can have, it is through technology. So thank you, Pakistan, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you, Microsoft. Thank you, my colleagues, Ms. Tayyiba and Mr. Gibran and Mr. Raja Ahmed, and everyone who's been associated with this journey. I'm truly committed to take this case study, and we would like to author a whole journey, a synopsis, on how we were able to achieve, who are the heroes, and where did the transformation came. And then we do, through the process of school evaluations and training and mentoring, we seek and reflect on feedback. The feedback that we have had from parents, teachers, stakeholders, communities, it is immense. So thank you very much, Microsoft. I wish to congratulate each and every member of the global Microsoft Schools community on the Microsoft Education Day.